Good afternoon. I'm going to walk through the transformative impact of innovation on modern marketing strategies. We'll see how technology has reshaped consumers' engagement today.
Hi.
We'll start with our agenda. So we'll go through the historical overview of company marketing approaches, technological innovations shaping marketing, the creative content and consumer engagement, adoption of new marketing channels, and measuring success and future trends. So let's start with the historical overview, which is also considered traditional marketing. So marketing started out as print advertising, which uses newspapers, magazines, and brochures to reach a wide audience and is done very effectively. Um, we also have broadcast advertising, TV and radio commercials that can deliver messages to mass audiences. You can have the same commercial or on the radio or TV that you can have played on different channels. So you're not just advertising for one particular channel, you can advertise for as many as you want to pay for. We have direct mail advertising, and a lot of times this is used for your smaller businesses that are trying to create business, or it could also be for major companies that are just trying to get your attention for some sales that are happening. And this is advertisement that you usually find in your mailbox. I know Wednesdays used to be the big advertising day for flyers and stuff that would come into mailboxes. There is some limitations of traditional marketing. It it lacks the precise targeting and real-time interaction with the audience. So you're not targeting a specific group, you're just targeting people as a whole. There are some advantages though. Diverse audience, you are targeting people as a whole, so you have people from all different walks of life, in all different stages of life, that you're reaching with the same commercial, same advertising, same marketing. So another is your brand exposure. So you're exposing your brand to thousands and thousands, maybe millions of people at one time, instead of certain demographics only seeing your brand. You're showing your brand to everybody. And then you can reuse your promotional materials. If you create a brochure or a pamphlet that is very non-specific, and doesn't have, like, let's say, expiration dates or dollar amounts on it, you can use that same material over and over and over again. So it costs you a lot up front, but in the end, it could probably save you some money because you don't have to recreate. So the disadvantages of pre-digital marketing is, one, of course, the expense, how expensive it is. You have to develop the ads. You have to pay for the placement of those ads. So where, on TV do you want those ads to show? Are you targeting, your housewives to where it will be mid-afternoon when the kids are still in school? Are you targeting maybe husbands or older boys where it has something to do with sports or athletics or whatever it is, and you're going to target that for later in the afternoon? Are you targeting the husband and wife after the kids go to bed? So maybe that'll be, your 8 o'clock to 9 p.m. time slots. So you're paying for those, and in certain time slots are a lot more expensive than other time slots. They're not easily measurable either with the traditional marketing strategies. So you're not getting the data up front in real time. You pretty much have to wait and see if somebody mentions that they saw you on TV, or they, received a flyer in the mail, that kind of thing. So it really makes it harder to target certain segments too. So that's another downside of your traditional marketing strategies. So let's see how technological innovations have shaped marketing. So of course we have the rise of the internet and the rise of digital platforms. So digital marketing is any digital channel used to market or promote products and services to consumers. So you have websites or online presence. So in the 1990s, when digital marketing was introduced, you had the World Wide Web, and this way people could go on the web and just search for certain things. There was no interaction at that time. It was just you trying to find something. And then we have the email marketing. This allows companies to send you advertisements through your email, which can be very effective. And sometimes, people just hit the trash button for those. So it's a hit and miss, but it does allow you to reach a lot of people. And then of course we have the online advertising. So, this is a flexible and broad reaching marketing tool that can be customized for diverse audiences if you would like. So next, let's look at the social media. So social media has grown exponentially since 2019, 2020, especially when COVID had hit. And with the social media marketing, you can do direct consumer interactions. So this enables brands to engage directly with customers. And this engagement really fosters a strong relationship, but it also can give you immediate feedback. So there's always people who want to review or tell you, whether they like it or not like it, and those responses usually show up instantaneously. So it's great to be able to reach a broad group of people and know exactly how they feel about the product that you are marketing for. Social media also has the ability to really build a community around your brand. People feel that you can customize your brand for them, right? So it really just brings people together, and it really cultivates loyalty, and and they share that among other followers. And then it also allows you to stay up to date on trends. So you can see what your competitors are doing. You can see what people enjoy, what they're looking for, what's driving people to certain products, certain brands. And so it really just helps a brand stay up to date with any trends that are happening. Data analytics and artificial intelligence. So consumer behavior analysis. This is an analysis that really tracks the behavior of customers by keeping track of what clicks, what they're clicking on, what maybe they're putting in their shopping cart, maybe not purchasing it, but they're putting in their shopping cart. So it kind of just tells you what their behavior is like. It can also help personalize the content specifically for individual customer needs. So with data, let's say You have customers that are looking for, something in particular, a lawnmower or, a hair product, certain makeup. Um, Gathering that data, you can really specialize what you're going to market to that person because you can see what is driving their interests. Um, then you have the process automation. This is just, your repetitive marketing tasks that are being automated. So this just helps increase efficiency and saves time for the marketing department. Um, and then trend predictions, predicative analytics can forecast market trends with really, really high accuracy these days. And it really helps drive a company's strategic decisions, when they can see what the trend is. I think, let's say with banking, people can see that online banking has been a trend, and so they're going to really push their marketing more towards the online, more towards the mobile apps and things like that, because the younger generations are coming up, and that's who's using all these, online formats. Creative content and consumer engagement. So personalization and targeted campaigns. So consumer data utilization. So you can see, let's say with a credit card, you can see how much they've used their credit card within the last 24 months. And if they haven't used it that often, well, maybe you'll start marketing them to drive them to use their card, whether that be a promotion of, low interest rate or something like that. So that's how they can use your data to really tailor their marketing for you. Increase engagement and responses. They'll increase the relevance of your brand, and also it results in higher response rates and higher customer engagement. And then in personalizing and improving the overall customer experience by delivering meaningful and relevant content. Everybody wants to feel like the brand is tailoring things to them, right? Like skincare, they're tailoring skincare for maybe older women to get rid of wrinkles. There's commercials that I've seen lately where they're targeting men for wrinkles, and you could have seen this instead of seeing that, kind of advertising, um, which seems to be very effective because you're speaking to men who have wrinkles. So interactive content and experiential marketing. So engaging quizzes. I think these are really big right now for your weight loss, hair products, makeup, and things like that because they want you to fill out a quiz so they know what you're looking for. Is your hair dry? Is it frizzy? Um, what's your age group so we know what kind of makeup you may want. Just different things like that. So every time you fill out a quiz, they're gathering that data and they can specialize their product for you specifically, but then they can also use that data um, to market you for something else later. Interactive videos. So, this really provides an immersive experience. It allows people to interact with the brand as they're watching videos. And then virtual events offer real-time interaction, fostering memorable connections between brands and customers. And we've seen these online a lot where a brand will host a virtual event, right, to where you can go and you can watch them, maybe learn how to use painting products or how can you tile a floor, those kind of virtual events. They really connect you with the brand and show you how easy it is to use. Until you try it yourself, then it's not so easy. Okay, the big one, influence collaboration and user-generated content. This really has exploded in the last 3 or 4 years. So influencer collaboration is partnering with influencers um, that helps the brand gain trust and authenticity through credible endorsements. I think we've all seen or heard, about influencers and how they really just try to sell the brand. They will talk uh, a good story about the brand. They show excitement and they get you engaged and really bring you into wanting to try this brand because they love it so much. Um, so that just really expands the brand's reach, right? You can have an influencer that has 10,000 or 10 million followers, right? So now your brand is going to be seen at some point by those 10 million people. So it really amplifies the visibility of your brand and it really helps. I think, again, a lot of small businesses just to find customers that they may not have ever found had they not had those influencers help them gain the trust of the brand. So, adoption of new marketing channels, mobile marketing and apps, smartphones. So, everybody has smartphones and they are on them all the time. So, being able to use a smartphone for marketing is unbelievable, for one. You can customize your marketing to be able to fit and be interactive with a smartphone. We used to always think of being on computers, but now you can just have a phone in your hand and click on something and they'll market it and they'll take that data and use, how many times did they click it from their cell phone and what are they looking for? What are they looking up on their cell phone? I mean, it's crazy how much data marketers can get from smartphone usage alone. And also on the smartphone really brings up your location-based offers, right? So you put something in Google Maps and it will ask if you want to use your current location. Um, and so when you say yes, it'll show you everything that's around you. It will, you know, promote um, different restaurants or gas stations or whatever you're looking for. It'll show you any kind of promotions that are going on within that location, what's happening around you. um, so location-based offers have really exploded because of the cell phones and push notifications. So this is something that engages a customer by sending timely updates and messages through apps, and it's usually through your text message app, right? So you get a text message from a store that you've gone through, and they're sending you what their latest sales are or what their latest promotion is, and they'll give you a link, and you've got to click on the link to see the sales, and that draws you into their catalog, right? And so now you start searching and you see things and you put things in carts and they get that data from, what do you have in your cart? Oh, look, the price has gone down with what you have in your cart right now. Just different things like that. They use all that data just through, what you look for on your phone. So you have emerging technologies, AR, VR, and voice search. AR and VR are a little bit beyond my knowledge at this time. I haven't really tried them yet. I've seen people walk around with virtual reality classes and stuff on, but um, this really just brings the customer into the environment that they're looking for, so it really, I think, just personalizes it on a different level than just looking at it on a screen, right? So you can go in and you can um, try to, see how somebody's tiling a floor, and get involved and try to do it yourself. Or, I know people battle things through VR as well. So it looks like it's been a lot of fun. I have not experienced it yet, but hopefully someday soon I will. Voice search interaction. So this, with Siri or Google, you can just push a button on your phone and say, hey, look this up for me, and the phone will do it as you command. Or, you can say, hey, Siri, look up Home Depot, and she'll look up Home Depot for you and give you the latest ads. So it's pretty cool what voice search has been able to do over the last few years as well. So how do you measure success and future trends in marketing? Well, as I've spoken before, data is the real driving force with marketing right now. So being able to get real-time data analytics is huge for marketing. That tells them, um, what's working, what's not working, what they need to change, what they need to enhance because it's working, but maybe we can get it to work a little bit better. So real-time data um, really helps monitor campaign performance, and it allows the marketing teams to really pivot on a dime and change to quickly respond to new trends. Uh, and then the conversion rate. So, how often are you looking at something and you see an ad for it, and in order to really get into the depth of that particular ad, you have to click on it. So, what metrics can tell them what action the user had to do before it entered into your website. So did they have to watch a video and click on something to click into your, just different things. The metrics is going to be able to tell them that as well. And then how often that content is shown to the user. So how often is that user looking for something like that? So that's how advanced metrics can really drive strategic goals for a company with their brand. So let's go on to the role of innovation and adapting to change. So marketing is a very agile process. Um, with marketing, you have to be able to change your direction um, almost instantaneously. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow, right? So having that agile frame of mind where you can just make a change instantly is really key to keep your brand up front and personal. And embracing the new tools that are coming out. There's so many new technologies that have come out over the years. And so being able to stay on top of that and not being afraid to use them is key to have real successful marketing when it comes to getting your brand out there and noticed. And then meeting, the evolving customer needs. customers' needs change all the time. And so being able to meet that change um, and stay up with what your competitors are doing and the challenges that they may be having, or you kind of work off of each other. It's a continuous process, and it allows marketing teams to adapt and keep your brand relevant throughout the years. And I think we've seen that with a lot of brands that have been around forever, like Tide and things like that. It used to be powder, and then it came to liquid, and then it became pods, and now it's becoming like solid tablets again. So it's what customers want, what they're looking for. You have to be able to stay on top of all that and just continuously meet their needs. So predictions for the future of marketing. So, with the continuous use of advanced data analytics, it's really going to allow marketing to really personalize the customer's experience, even more so than they are today. I mean, there's always new data that comes out, um, new data fields that become available. So being able to stay on top of that will really help personalize the future. AI and automation integration. Seamless AI and automation will optimize marketing campaigns and improve efficiency. Using automation for the menial tasks of marketing and allowing the marketing group to be creative and not have to worry about all the things that are repetitive every time, right? So if you can automate that stuff and just focus on the creativity, um, that'll help keep your brand fresh throughout the years. And then emerging technologies that create immersive marketing, like AR and VR. Getting involved in that and seeing how you can utilize that for your brand is also, the next big thing, I think, for at least for the younger group. So, in conclusion, the transformation of marketing, shifting from your traditional methods of newspaper advertising, commercials, to digital formats, and the role of technology and how that's helped enhance and personalize marketing to help stay engaged with the consumers. And then the future marketing trends, continuous innovation um, and creative engagement will help shape the success of future marketing efforts for your brand. And responsibility also, I think, within marketing is key too, because you are dealing with a lot of consumer data, and we need to make sure that we're protecting our consumers and protecting their data, and making sure that it doesn't always fall in the wrong hands or used inappropriately. So just something to think about while you're trying to market your brand. Make sure that we're always thinking of the best interest of the customers as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen and walk through the innovation of marketing with me. I enjoyed walking through this as well. So thank you again, and have a good afternoon.